You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, we are Enterprise Splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Jamie, and these are my co-hosts Maria.
Hello.
And Bill.
Hello.
Which I realized today I always do in that order, and I tried to swap it, and then I realized it just didn't sound right if it was swapped.
I have given up on trying to remember.
I don't remember, but I think I switch.
Today, our mission is a second contact. Last week, I told Bill and Maria what happened in the Star Trek Enterprise episode Future Tense. They have now watched the episode and are back with their thoughts. So make sure you listen to last week's episode before you listen to this one. And also, before we get started, just want to remind everyone, we have merch available in the ESO Network TeePublic store. So if you go to esonetwork.com and you click the link for the TeePublic store, you'll see we have Enterprise Planning logo shirts, and we also have the cutest Porthos Appreciation Society shirts. All right, so last week's episode was Future Tense. I have to tell you guys, as I was getting ready to write the little synopsis to remind you all what happened, I could not remember, and I'm the one who did the explainer. I've watched this episode many times. I had to pull up my notes from the explainer to remind myself what happened on that episode. Yeah. Our intrepid Enterprise crew discovered a time travel ship that is bigger on the inside, but it is somehow not the TARDIS. It is not a crossover with Doctor Who. A bunch of aliens then came to try to steal it from them, and some crew members got stuck in time loops talking about stegosauruses. Then the ship at the end disappeared, so nothing really matters in the long run. And FYI, time travel still does not exist according to Cabal.
Yep.
All right, so what did you guys think of the episode? Especially Maria with your, I know you hate some time travel.
I hate some time travel, y'all, but I think, I don't know if it was because I knew what was coming because of the explainer, but I was kind of bored by this. And I think a big part of it was because I knew there was a giant reset button at the end of it, but I just found myself going, again, no B plot. So I just want something else to happen.
I think, because I know that we talked about our love of Quantum Leap, and I think you also enjoy Doctor Who. I think you hate it if it resets it to the point where the entire story didn't happen and nobody remembers it.
I definitely hate that. Yeah, I definitely hate that. And I agree that this at least was not a full, it wasn't that. But I think where I'm struggling with is that, so this whole temporal Cold War time travel thing, they're sort of dropping us in episodes periodically over the course of the seasons or whatever. And when you do that, generally what you expect is for every one of those episodes to move that arc forward in some way. We are getting no answers. We know nothing about what's actually happening. We don't know what the temporal Cold War even really is. And that, I think, is where I'm getting really frustrated.
Yeah, we just had another episode about it, and we ended it not knowing anything more than we did when we started.
Absolutely nothing new. We don't know anything new.
I have to say, when I was watching it for the first time, I remember turning to Eric and being like, wow, this is such a good episode. And I
Right.
do think part of it was there was all this mystery and we didn't know what was going on. And they genuinely seemed to be in danger too. So
Yeah.
I do think that the reason you found it boring was because you knew what was going to happen. The time loop thing,
100%.
totally, we were like,
Yep.
whoa, they're in a time loop. We just weren't
Right.
expecting it. It was such a surprise.
And I got to watch Steven watch that. And
I wanted to ask you
do
about
that
Steven.
same thing. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was really, and I think it was sort of like, whoa, what is, it took a second to be like, oh, is something wrong with, because it's exactly the same,
Yeah.
something.
Did they forget to edit this correctly?
Did I hit back by mistake on the?
No, I'm more concerned that the people working on the
yeah.
show just put another scene in there and forgot to take it out.
Totally plausible too.
We thought there was a problem with the streaming because we'd had problems earlier and then had to
That's
restart
very
the episode.
funny.
So we were like, oh, is there something? Eric was like literally holding the remote, like about to try to like mess with it because we thought there was a problem.
That's very funny.
The first time we watched it.
We should for when we edit this episode, when you edit this episode, Jamie, you should just put the end of or the beginning of the episode at the end as the stinger.
Here we go. Should we just start it? Hi, welcome to Enterprise Spraining, a podcast where we... I want to just generally say, I thought that this was a solid episode. I thought that this did... Because we've talked about before, like, they've done quote-unquote ambiguous episodes where it was like, okay, but the ambiguity doesn't make sense. I think the ambiguity in this episode makes sense. The Suliban show up, and then the Tholians, who are maybe the most mysterious race, they show up, and everybody wants this thing. You know, it's the mystery box. And I thought that they handled it, you know, really well. My first note is I'm going to call myself out on this because in the episode Dawn, I pointed out that Trip picks up a big metal rod and we don't know what it does. And I said, I'm probably sure in a future episode they're going to explain what this is. They actually do, because Trip says, hand me was it hydro spanner or something like that? And they hand him the hexagonal rod.
Yeah, it was a spanner.
While we're talking about tools, I would like to mention the micro caliper, which was gigantic. It was like, how is that a micro caliper?
Yeah, with the word micro in it.
Well, it measures micro. Maybe it measures micro.
But it's so big. Like, it's really hard. My note, but I laughed at my note because I wrote giant micro caliper. Just a normal sized caliper? Definitely not a caliper for small people.
Would you have liked it if he asked for the micro caliper and they hand him something so tiny he has to take like a paper clip to like pick it up to paper clip?
I was just very upset at how big the micro caliper was.
I like that they made a reference to Zephram Cochrane because he famously disappeared.
Yeah, I was so sad it turned out not to be him though.
That
like
would've
they
been
set
so
that up,
good.
and I was like, I was gonna have one of my tutors in a lie be like, they meet Zephram Cochrane, or they find Zephram Cochrane.
It actually
because
can't
we
be
know.
him because in the original series they find him.
Yeah.
He is alive on another planet.
I didn't know
that.
that.
Is actually, but I thought that was I
forgot
thought that was a
that.
cool reference.
Yep.
I like that.
I almost did it as my lie. I can't remember what I ended up doing, but the problem with that as a lie is I feel like you guys wouldn't have believed it. But still.
So we had some questions at last episode that I said I would follow up on, and one was when they use the tactical alert, if they use the tactical alert. And so
yeah, but that one when we were recording later in my notes, I was like, and then they go to tactical alert. So we had already solved that one.
But here's what I discovered: there was an initial Suliban attack, no tactical alert there. When the Tholians attacked, no tactical alert there. They only went to tactical alert when T'Pol told them to.
And that was just at the threat that they could come back and there wasn't anyone there. That's really funny.
There was also a question, and it's been like a week since I saw this, so I'm actually forgetting. But there was a question around how the Vulcan ship got disabled. And I don't think that was ever
I think it's a never asked, never answered.
I think it's a never asked, never answered.
It's the Tholians. That's the things that it's just the Tholian
something
magic.
But that doesn't,
Tholians
because the Tholians didn't show up till later. The Suliban got there. Or no, wait, maybe the Tholians got there first? I can't remember
No, I think it was the Tholians that disled the
Okay.
Vulcan ship, is my recollection. Let's get into the ongoing discussion of T'Pol's clinging onto the Vulcan Science Directorate has determined that time travel does not exist. I have two notes about this. My first is, the basis of science is that our understanding of the universe can change based on evidence, T'Pol. We don't need to. My second thought was, and again, we've gotten hints of this from the people who have watched all of Enterprise on it. This is my prediction. The Vulcans are repressing time travel research because
Whoa.
they know it exists.
That is such a good prediction.
And they don't want people fucking around with it. Or, as I have expressed, whoever Fuzzy Future Guy, maybe he's not Gary Graham, but there is a
Vulcan involved.
Vulcan future person who hates the Federation and wants Vulcan supremacy. And so the Vulcans are intentionally repressing research into this area.
They've just basically given up on this whole, like, don't go into what's-his-name's quarters because you promised not to. Daniel's quarters, because
Yeah. They're
they've
like,
just given up
won't
on
tell
that.
him.
We're just not going to tell him, which is fine, which is what they should have done to begin with, to be fair. Like, that's what I would have done. Like, fuck you, I'm going to go look. But what I don't understand is, T'Pol now sees all of this clearly future technology and future information, and still will not believe that time travel exists. Also, when they were going through trying to identify the ship, were they just like flipping through this book? Like, was there not a search option or something? They were just like, it's not this one, it's not this one. There could have been thousands.
Well, okay, this gets into, I mean, this is the Minority Report thing, which is there is no visually interesting way to make computer research look interesting. So Minority Report invented the thing where you can physically flip through things. And this plays into my theory that she's just replacing, like, T'Pol knows time travel exists. She's just like,
she's
this
being
is
a troll.
the legal boilerplate. She's the legal boilerplate. I am part of the Vulcan society, and this is
we're repressing it. I love that theory so
I like
much.
that a lot.
Though I still love the theory that she's just trolling. Like, she 100%
she just trying to
believes in
piss
time travel, and she is just trolling them.
she's just slapping Archer down like this is part of their sex play. I did like okay, first of all, two things about the time jumps between Malcolm and Trip. First of all, this was one of the two truths and a lie. And I believe that I am out on this from First Flight Pod, that they have a conversation about a Stegosaurus, which I think I said was a lie, so I am out on that. Good one on you. But I liked it was a nice, basic sci-fi conversation between Trip and Malcolm. Do you want to know the future? Do you want to know who your true love is? And you can get past the awkward conversations. Also, that's the interesting part of the relationship, is meeting this person and discovering things.
Actually,
so I like that.
How would you guys answer? Do you want to know the future?
I don't. No, I actually don't. I was thinking about this recently because I've been thinking about the Narnia books lately, and there's a point in one of them where I think who's the young girl? Is that Lucy? Lucy finds a book where you can find out what your friends really think about you.
Oh, absolutely
horrifying
not.
realization.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah,
Terrifying.
Don't read that book. Yeah.
I think I would like to travel to the future, but I don't necessarily know
the
if
future.
I don't know. I have so much anxiety that maybe it would help.
Or make it worse, depending on what you find out.
Yeah, then it's just dread. Anxiety turns to dread.
I think I would want to know the future, but like a far future. Like, I don't think I'd want to know in my lifetime, but I would be curious about things that will happen after my lifetime, like far after my lifetime.
So you wouldn't want to jump through time periods in your own lifetime, setting right things that once went wrong?
No, actually, that seems like after watching Quantum Leap, that does not seem fun. And I am not as talented as whatever is his name,
Dr. Samuel Beckett.
Sam Beckett.
Yep.
So I would probably mess it all up and screw up everyone's life.
It makes it worse.
I do have a note, because I think when they were talking about that, Malcolm was like, it's going to mess up every first date. And I was like, you're not going to have that many first dates, bro. Like, you'll be lucky to get one or two. And that's all you're getting.
Poor Malcolm.
Oh, not poor Malcolm. Malcolm is skeevy.
Well, I'm
as
sorry.
hell.
Poor Dominic Keating that they keep resetting his
This is
character.
all about Malcolm, not Dominic. I have no
understand.
problem with Dominic Keating.
I like that Daniels was not part of this episode. That they had to go through it, solve the problems. We're going to do these things,
That's
and
true.
there's not a time wizard who shows up to tell them what to do.
Agreed.
Even though they did use the Time Wizard book to figure out what the ship was, but still.
But
I like the idea that, okay, well, this is something that happened in the timeline, so that's,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did think it was kind of funny that Archer was just like, yeah, we're just gonna go and look in his, like, there isn't even a moment of like, well, I did tell him I would. No, he's like, nope, this is where the information is. That's where I'm going. And fair enough.
If they really thought it was so dangerous, they should have destroyed it.
Right.
Not
Right,
just locked it up.
Why leave it there? But I guess they wanted the option. So, I
Right.
mean, I think that was the right call.
A plot convenience. I don't know why this series is so hung up on the idea that humans will interbreed with other alien species. I mean, it's like he's got what Vulcan like it was a Talarian. Like, it's 900 years in the future. We're gonna fuck a lot of other.
It
alien
was,
species.
but I think it was more just a little way to be like, oh, look, Vulcans and humans fuck at some point, to sort of foreshadow
So
the
Archer
trip
can
to Pole stuff.
Keep mentioning it while practically waggling his
Right.
eyebrows every time.
Exactly.
Be like, so humans and Vulcans, huh?
That's my last note on here is stop being creepy, Archer. I'm pretty sure it's a
The
reference
way
to
he
that.
talks about it is so creepy. It's
so
not
creepy.
like in a scientific way where he's like, oh, interesting. So Vulcans and humans in the future. He's like, oh, so Vulcans and humans.
Because the interesting thing to me there isn't necessarily that they can fuck, because of course they can fuck. It's that they can reproduce. That's huge and super interesting and important.
I mean, that's just an issue of chromosomes matching up, but yeah.
Well, it doesn't really make sense, but it's Star Trek, so
Right.
you can't have.
right.
It's more fun to have like species be able to reproduce.
Right. My last note is that the Enterprise flashlights are really fucking weird. They have a little tiny handle and then a big fucking dome at the end. Like the purport. They're not just cylinders. They're not like every flashlight we have ever seen in our lives. They have a big component at the end and then a tiny little handle. They look fucking weird.
I also was really mad that Malcolm and Trip went down into that hatch without even telling the bridge they were doing it. Like,
no, it was
what are you doing?
Especially when Malcolm is like, we should probably tell the bridge what we're doing. And Trip was just like, let's not. What if we didn't?
What if we didn't? I don't understand why. Like, what?
These fucking simians. Yeah.
Just
It's dead stop all over again. Let's fuck around with something we don't. This looks like there's a lot of power going through it. Let's take all the nuts and bolts off of it and see what's behind it.
Which I don't necessarily even have a problem with, but do it. There's a procedure for that. Do it in procedure so that somebody can save your ass when you obviously
Kill
up.
yourself.
Inevitably fuck up.
Let's get Travis down here. We got a spare one. We can just.
I did make a note that there was another black man on the bridge or on the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty excited about that.
We've seen in the background, and like we've definitely seen.
Yeah, but this guy had.
Like
I think he had a line even. Or at least
really? I don't.
If he
even
didn't have a
remember
line, he was prominent. Like, I feel like he had a line.
Well, we have seen there was another black crewman. I think he was a helmsman where like he didn't get a line, but somebody spoke to him and he nodded. Like,
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
we did get a when what's her name was on because
Renee Lee Goldsberry.
Yeah.
Renee Lee Goldsberry. She had like two lines before she was unconscious. The rest of
this was a solid episode. This was an enjoyable. This was an entertaining episode of Enterprise.
A decent episode of Enterprise, which is a rarity. The only other note I had is that at one point Malcolm gives an estimate of 4 minutes. If you're gonna give an estimate, if it's an estimate, just make it 5 minutes, man. Who gives an estimate for 4 minutes? It doesn't make any sense. It's an estimate. Just make it 5.
That's nitpicking.
I know. It was just annoying to me. The way he said it was just...
Are you doing Scotty rules where whatever the captain asks for, you tell him twice as much time as you actually need, so you can do it in half the time? Are you under promising and over delivering?
Yes, I am a project manager. I follow the Scotty rule all the time.
All right, Maria, when we form our bridge crew, you're the engineer.
You don't want that, trust me.
She said 28 days, which means I can have it in 2 hours.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, with that, let's move on to Memory Alpha, where we talk about a weird or funny page that we found on Memory Alpha. So,
Yeah.
as I was recently listening to our episode on stigma, and there's a scene when Trip is working with that weird futuristic space microscope where he calls it a bitch. And I was really surprised when we recorded. I was like, huh, that's strange. Like, I don't know if I've ever heard anyone call use the word bitch on Star Trek before. So I was like, huh, could I look this up in Memory Alpha? So in Memory Alpha, I typed the word bitch in to the search, and it redirected to a page called Profanity, which is one of the greatest pages that I have ever seen on Memory Alpha. It is so long. There is so much on it. Every profanity ever used has its own category. So it's got like human profanity, and then it's like ass, bastard, bitch, son of a bitch, bloody bullocks.
And they have alien profanity.
Yeah, so then stop. Bill, do you have it up right now? Are you looking at it?
No, I'm just
you're
like,
guessing.
I'm just
Okay,
thinking
I was like,
because you said human
profanity.
profanity.
Yeah, and then it has Klingon profanity, and then Romulan profanity. It is very long, very well researched. Not like some of these pages that we've talked about that have like 2 things on it, and it doesn't look like anyone's looked at it in 10 years. So I went down to bitch, which is separate from son of a bitch. So son of a bitch has 7 uses in Trek, 5 of which come from Enterprise.
Interesting.
Well, I definitely know one from TOS because in Search for Spock, Kirk says, "You killed my son, you Klingon son of a bitch." Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That must be one of the 2 that
or maybe it's
was not
Klingon
from
bastard.
Enterprise.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it could be. If it's that, then it would be under
Yep.
the section for
Human,
bastard.
Yep.
So we have only had one of the. So there's 5 in 5 episodes, or 5 times in Enterprise. They're going to use the term "son of a bitch." We've had 1 so far. It was in Shockwave. It didn't say if it was Shockwave Part 1 or 2, but apparently Trip refers to Saval as a son of a bitch.
That's probably. Oh, it's got to be in the. Well, it's Saval, so it's got to be the second one where they're having the Zoom, the Microsoft Teams.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yep.
But that means that we have 4 sons of bitches to look forward to as we make our way through the rest of the
season.
Sorry,
The terms is sons of a bitch.
The sons.
But as for bitch, there were only 2 usages in Trek, and one was the episode that we saw, Stigma, and the other one is from the movie Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country.
Interesting.
Where someone, I guess, Montgomery Scott referred to the new Klingon chancellor as that Klingon bitch killed her father.
Oh, interesting.
So
damn, Scotty.
Getting salty.
Wait, Montgomery Scott is Scotty?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why they call him Scott. Well, he's also, I don't know if you picked on this very subtle categorization, but Montgomery Scott is in fact Scottish.
I also did not that is very okay.
Does that make sense now? Are the pieces falling into place now?
The scene where he played the bagpipes during Spock's funeral.
I just assumed like his. Okay, wait, did that really happen?
Yeah, it's one of the most famous scenes.
Yeah, but she might not have seen that movie. Oh, you've seen all the. You have seen all the movies.
I've seen all the. Yeah, but I don't remember them. Even though I definitely watched them like last year. This isn't like I watched it 10 years ago. I don't remember. We watched them like a year ago. I don't remember.
Crying, absolutely.
I remember there's a whale.
Well, that's Star Trek 4. The whales are in 4.
And then I remember,
do not start this because
the Enterprise crashed and got destroyed at one point.
I was going to bring this up. There's a married couple I know, and they're obviously nerds because they know me. And she was talking. I can't even remember what she was talking about. It's like My husband was laughing at me because I was crying at this emotional scene in something, sorry to put it this way, something girly. They were watching a girly movie. She got emotional about it. It's like, okay. And she was upset that he was mocking her for this. It's like, okay, put on fucking Spock's funeral scene. And if this bitch doesn't cry, tears rolling down my face.
Oh my god, it's so good.
All right. So, anyways, I will have to go back to this page more in the future because it was a great page.
Yeah.
I was really hoping when you said that you looked up the Memory Alpha page for bitch, it took you to a disambiguation page. It
Yeah,
said,
and
bitch
dog.
can refer to a wife, a mother, a child, a lover, a sinner, a saint. Those who are not afraid.
That's a really good one.
God.
I love that song.
So good.
So let's move on to read alerts. That's READ. Read alerts for any emails, messages that we got from listeners.
This is the thing we need a sound for. We need like the brr, brr, and Steven saying, read alert, READ.
We should have him.
We should do that.
We should have Stephen come up with some sort of thing for our different sections. For read alerts and for memory alpha.
Oh,
I'll pay. I will ask Steven how much money he wants.
Yeah.
Previously, I mentioned that we had a listener named Nicole who sent us a very long email that had great stuff in it, and I only gave some of them before. So I have a couple more questions for her for us. The first one, is Diane Warren ever going to win an Oscar at this point?
Oof.
And she says, I can't believe she lost to Amelia Perez of all things. Maybe the Academy members just don't like her personally.
I think if she has something that is an unabashed smash hit, if she writes another Turn Back Time or Don't Want to Miss a Thing, if she has something that just absolutely crushes, they will give it to her.
But she wrote Don't Want to Miss a Thing and didn't win on that.
Well, I'm saying like she had her period of like writing smash hits and they didn't, and now they realize that it's like the Al Pacino window. Like Al Pacino gave all of these amazing performances and then his 80s kind of sucked, and they're like, okay, Scent of a Woman, here's your Oscar, take it, we're gonna we don't want you to die before we give you an Oscar.
Yeah, and actually the thing about like maybe the Academy members just don't like her personally, I think it's the opposite. I think the fact that she keeps getting nominated for songs that are not even very good in movies that nobody has seen is the fact that the Academy does love her. They love her so much, and there are clearly like a group of Academy members that are voting for her every year. Enough to get her nominated, but not enough to get her to win.
She's in Susan Lucci's territory.
Right.
Yes, exactly. So next question. What % of T'Pol's job is emotionally regulating Archer? She said she's still watching season 1, and then it seems like it's at least 50%.
Well, that's an interesting job. Is T'Pol the ship's counselor, where it's just her job to be the punching bag for everybody on the...
She also mentions the episode where Archer had to talk to the 4th graders and said that it's hard to date on the Enterprise because most people have private quarters. But then not long after, he called T'Pol into his private quarters to do the emotional work for him. But the thing that when I read this, I was like, you know what, though? The whole thing about, people aren't dating because they don't have private quarters. Have you met a college freshman who lives in a dorm?
Seriously. Yeah.
Sock on the door, yeah. Mm-hmm.
People gonna fuck if they want to fuck. That's not the problem.
It is not going to stop them just because they have a roommate. Come on.
Yeah.
Another question from her. Is Archer written like a teenage boy?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Kind of, yeah.
He absolutely. I think he might be written by a teenage boy.
She said that because when we talked about how his water polo obsession is because he's based on one of the writer's sons, she says it made her wonder if maybe the entire characteristics, like everything about Archer, is based on like it was like Berman or Braga's son.
We've talked about, and this is something that's been coming up a lot in the media I've been reading. It's like every time there's a new iteration of something that's extremely popular, a new movie, a new video game, or things like that. It's like, okay, who's ever invested in Star Trek is going to watch this no matter. They're going to eat whatever slop we feed them.
Right.
Let's find the audience who isn't watching this
Right.
show. So they were trying to make this a CW show, knowing that nerds like me would watch Star
We'll
Trek.
watch it regardless.
Yeah.
I feel like that backfired on him a little.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, who watched this show who had not watched Star Trek before?
I don't know.
I don't believe that anyone was like, oh, this show looks so good, and watched it even though they had never seen Star Trek
Yeah.
before. I don't
Well, that's the
believe
crazy
it. I
thing is
don't
if you were going for a CW audience, you would think they would have an extremely young crew. They would have like a 20s crew that was in their 20s.
That's a good
but, yeah.
point. None of them really are like super. I mean, Hoshi's young, as is Travis, but
They're
but the others are all kind of older, as they need to be, because they have to be experienced.
Right.
Experienced people who can make it onto the ship, so it makes sense. But they could have easily had an excuse for that.
There are conceptually flaws with this show.
Are there?
She also had 2 comments about the episode Minefield. The first is that when Archer forces Malcolm to hang out with him, it's a microcosm of the entire show, where Archer is entering the galaxy and trying to force aliens to like him.
and a analogy of the whole show, in that these people are forcing us to watch this show.
Yeah.
Forcing us.
We are forcing ourselves, I suppose, in this case, but
And then she also said, so you're the Romulan mine in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, what if it wasn't actually functional and that's why it didn't detonate? And the Romulans just did it to shoo them away so that they wouldn't stick around long enough to realize it was fake.
It's a piñata. It's filled with candy.
And that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Next episode, Bill will be telling us about the episode Kanamar. Special thanks to K.O. Myers at Particulate Media for sound assistance. And by the way, when we say sound assistance, he does so much more than that for us.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he edits these Second Contact episodes, but he also helped us just figure out the best way for us to record and edit episodes. He's the one who posts all our episodes to the RSS feed. I know how to record an episode. I don't know how to put it in
Never
the feed.
in a million
He
years.
does all that.
Amazing work.
He makes sure that our show shows up in the search on all the podcast app. He's the one who spun off these Second Contact episodes into their own episodes. That was his idea. He was like, hey guys, what if you did this? He's basically like a podcasting expert that helps us with pretty much every aspect of bringing the show to life. All we do is hook our mics up and say silly things in them. And he does everything else.
Yeah, he's effectively our producer. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we need to upgrade him. We
should
let him know he has a promotion to producer. If you hear this and you're thinking, oh, I have a podcast idea and I wish I had a producer like KO to help me make it into an actual podcast, you can hire him. He will take your money to help you make a podcast about whatever you want.
I have an idea for a podcast, but it's actually a good idea. I wonder if someone can help me.
We link to Particulate Media in the show notes of every episode. So if you're thinking about it, you should go to that link and reach out to him for more info.
Yep.
Thanks to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. If you liked the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tell your friends about it. We really appreciate it. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can also email us any comments or questions, such as, is Archer friends with Trip because they have the same eyebrows?
Well, now there's something I'm going to be thinking about.
Gotta check on that next time I look.
That was another
Nicole
question
thing?
from Nicole's email, yes. To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. If you want to support this podcast, you can find us at Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splaining. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
What just happened to Jamie?
I dropped my camera 1 second.
Why are we seeing the inside of Jamie's cat?
Howdy! A new year means it's time for a new season of the Dragon Con Report.
We're here to help you plan, learn more about the con, and make the most of your trip.
From guest announcements to tips for navigating the con, we've got you covered.
Catch the latest episodes wherever you get your podcasts.
Because Dragon Con is better when you're ready for it.
The Dragon Con Report, your ultimate guide to the con of all cons.
Subscribe now and start your adventure.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.